One of these days, I'm gonna film an entire video with my mic turned off. Hello there! This is always one of the most exciting book hauls of the year, especially because I have not done a book haul in a really long time, except for that sarcastic one, which was kind of a real book haul for me. This has been such a crazy month for me. BEA happened a couple weeks ago. BEA was in Chicago this year. So for the past 2 years, at the end of the school year, I have just flown out to New York on like my last day of school. BEA was a couple weeks earlier this year, and I got out of school a couple weeks earlier this year because it was senior year. So on my very last day of school, I booked it to Chicago. Luckily, I didn't have to get on a plane. Usually I can only make it for the weekend for BookCon, and I always try to do an author interview while I'm there, see a show in New York. So this year BEA for me was a totally different experience. I got to spend a few days with so many wonderful BookTube friends that I don't get to see as much as I wish I could. And also this year, being there for the real BEA, there were so many exciting books that I have now that I cannot wait to show you, and so many books that like I have just discovered in the past couple of weeks. My goal for this summer is to finish all of those books that I've read like 40 pages of. Everywhere I look in my house, on my bed, on my bookshelf, sitting on like my coffee table down here, right here, right there, they're all over the place. I can deal with unread books. But what surrounds me now are all of the unfinished books. Because I get a book and I'm so excited about it. I read 40 pages of it, or I read 100 pages of it, or I read 150 pages of it, and then I have to put it down because I want to start a new one, or because something new is happening where I can't read for like a week. This summer I have so many books that I want to finish, including several of these new books from BEA, because you know I got home from BEA and I started like 10 different books. So the first one I want to show you that I'm currently reading, which doesn't narrow it down, it is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Adam Silvera is the author of More Happy Than Not, which I read last year, and last year I got to do a video with Adam. Several of us had a dinner with Adam at BEA this year where we were lucky enough to get an arc of this new book, which doesn't come out until January. More Happy Than Not was my favorite book of the year last year. Adam Silvera has this writing style that's just so honest and raw and heartbreaking. History Is All You Left Me deals with 2 different points in time, and it follows the story of this relationship between Griffin and Theo before Theo dies and after Theo dies. So it starts in like present time where Griffin is talking basically to Theo as he's dead, and then it takes us back into history when they were basically just starting to date, and Griffin also deals with OCD. So this book deals with a lot of really heavy stuff. Adam Silvera's books are so easy to get lost into though. There's really a lot about this book that I cannot wait to continue exploring. I've read like 3 chapters. My next BEA book, oh my gosh. It is not out yet until June, but we did get finished hardcover copies, and it is You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Levithan. This book comes out on June 7th, I believe. It's early June. I was so excited to get it at BEA. I was busy when the line was happening to get this book, so Kat from Catty-tastic, I gave her my ticket and she got me a copy. Thanks again, Kat. This book is about 2 students who have basically sat next to each other in class for a whole year. They were just acquaintances and didn't really talk, and then they run into each other when they are both far away from their hometown. Both of them have 2 very complicated situations going on, and I guess adventure just ensues from there. There's no one I would trust more to write an exciting, heartwarming, contemporary night in the city book. It's like, I want to read this right now, but I just started this, and in the past 2 years I've also started 50 other books. This next book, which I was not expecting to get here at all, is The 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. This one's coming out in October. It's a sequel to Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. This is the pair who wrote Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List. And both of those are movies, so I guess we're just waiting on the Dash and Lily movie. If you have not read Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, this year is going to be the perfect opportunity. It is such a crazy, fun, hilarious, quick book to read in the holiday season, but it really doesn't even need to be during that time. I know that I will be reading this closer to the holidays and maybe rereading the first one because it's been a few years. I just remember really loving the first one, and I'm so excited to have this one on my shelf next to it. It was so unexpected when it was announced last year, so I'm really glad that David Levithan has 2 amazing, highly anticipated books coming out this year, and we got both of them at BEA. At BEA, I was given the opportunity to do some author interviews. So my first interview was with David Arnold, who wrote Mosquito Land, and this was his debut novel last year. So many people have loved this book. I have not read Mosquito Land yet, but talking to David Arnold was such an amazing experience. He was so nice. Later this year though, David's second book is coming out, and it's called Kids of Appetite. It's on sale in September. So I haven't read these books, but I have high hopes for David Arnold. He was so amazing to talk to, and just the little bit that I did read of Mosquito Land has such a unique writing style, and just the way the entire story is framed. I just can't wait. I also had the opportunity at BEA to interview Sabaa Tahir, who is the author of An Ember in the Ashes. I was so excited to be interviewing her. I was just talking to her publicist for a couple minutes before, and she was telling me about the second book, which is A Torch Against the Night, and this is the advanced copy. This doesn't come out until August, and she was just telling me that the sequel gets so much darker and more amazing. She's just really excited about the future of this series, which made me even more pumped for the interview and for this book. I was so excited to get a copy of this one and to talk to Sabaa Tahir, who is just so lovely. The next book I want to show you is not a full book, but this is just a chapter sampler of Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. This is also coming out later this year, as well as the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children movie. I was so happy to meet Ransom Riggs again. Ransom Riggs was the first author that I ever interviewed, and it was so awkward and terrible. So it was good to see him, and yeah, he definitely remembered that interview. It wasn't that bad, but I was awkward. And my friend Jessie from Jessie the Reader also gave me this chapter sampler of Kindred Spirits by Rainbow Rowell. I love Rainbow Rowell so much. Her books are just so cute and amazing and relatable. I've never met her, but I imagine if I ever did, her personality is just the same way. So thank you, Jessie, for getting us these. The next book I have to show is Signs of You by Emily France. This is an upcoming book. It's about this girl who lost her mother 2 years earlier, and she's now in this support group. And one day, she sees her mother shopping at a grocery store. She just sees her there. So while this girl, Riley, is worried that she is suffering from some sort of post-traumatic stress, she finds out that other people in her support group are experiencing the same thing. This is a really unique premise. I would be really interested to see where this goes. I'm excited about Emily France. This one is coming out in July. The next one I have is called My Sister Rosa. This is by Justine Larbalestier, which I just butchered. I don't know a whole lot about this book, but I know it's about this kid who starts to think that his younger sister is a psychopath based on like the game she plays and the things she does, and like she starts doing some really crazy stuff and he doesn't know what to do about it. That explanation was kind of cheery and probably didn't do this concept a lot of justice. This one comes out in November. Definitely on my curiosity list. The next book I want to show you is not from BEA. This is just one that I bought and really wanted to read. It's called The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I am about 100 pages into this book. It is so weird, but weird like in the best way. It really deals with a group of friends, but there are a lot of metaphorical things going on around them, a lot of things going on relationship-wise and friendship-wise. So I feel like I would have to start this one over. I feel like I just need to like sit down and read this one in like 2 days. If you have read this, please let me know how you liked it. I would love to finish reading this and do a video on it because it is so unique and so worth picking up. This next arc I want to show you, this book has actually been out in stores for a couple months now, so I'm gonna go out and buy it before I read it. But I just wanted to talk about Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky. As it says on the back, welcome to the boldest, funniest, and most shocking debut of the year. It doesn't even give very much of a synopsis. It just says they are friends, they are fans, they are sick of being nice. This is gonna be one of those books that is just so fun to read. I've heard so much about this book. I'm so excited about it. This next book I'm actually going to unbox. I received this box in the mail. I am working with Big Honcho Media, and it is for the Cresswell plot. I'm very excited to see what is in this box. Let me get it out of here. Ooh. So here it is. This family keeps its secrets buried. All right, I'm nervous. Okay, so I just opened it a little bit. What? I'm in my basement right now, like with carpet. Very creative packaging. Truly, I love it. Thanks to this book, I am going to raise a family of worms and grow plants. Now let me get the book out. This is so reckless. I'm gonna get dirt on my floor. Okay. Okay, alright. Escaped safely and only a little bit, dirty. This is The Cresswell Plot by Eliza. As far as I know, this book follows a family of siblings who are all sort of different, and they've all been trapped, sort of, their entire lives. So this is really about them, like, testing boundaries. I think it's really exciting. I'm going to be posting something online that's a quote from this book very soon. So thank you to Disney Hyperion and Big Honcho Media for sending this to me. That's all I have for this video. It's going to be a very exciting summer. I will leave the links to all of my social media whatevers in the description. I feel like you don't follow me on Instagram yet, and to be honest, it's getting kind of awkward. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Goodbye!